Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Craft Along. Make sure that you leave a comment when you come in so I know you're here. Tara might be a little bit late. Her Cricket was giving her some problems. Mine was giving me a lot of problems this morning too, so I can totally understand that, but that's okay. If I need to, I can hold it down. So this past week, I have been so sick. I'm just getting to the point where I feel well enough to be up and moving around. So this week has been a little bit sluggish for me. When you come on, make sure that you leave a comment, say hello so I know that you're here. So tonight, we're going to be working on some Easter crafts. Let me know if you can hear me. I don't want to get an echo, other camera. So I did some things with the audio. So if you can let me know if you can hear me, that would be great. So tonight, we're going to be working on gable boxes. Come on into the chat, guys, and let me know if you can hear me or not. If not, I'll just be talking out loud to myself and hoping that you can hear me and understand that I'm talking to you. Welcome to, all right, hey Jane, to Friday Night Craft Along. So if you're just joining for the first time for our Friday Night Craft Along, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you here. If you're with us every Friday night, welcome back. I'm Genoa. I am the curator of the channel, A Crafty Mess, and I am a crafty mess. So that describes me, not my actual crafts. Tonight we're going to be doing some Easter Gable boxes. So I'm going to try and give some time for Tara to come in and join, but she was having a few issues with her print and cutting on her Cricut, as was I earlier today. All morning I was working on some orders, and it was giving me such a time. It wouldn't print out my full image, and so that did take up a lot of my time today, so I can understand what she's going through. Thank you, Jane, for joining us. We do this every Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. However, we've opened up an invitation for anyone who wants to either share a craft or come on with us and craft with us live. Then we're opening that up. And then also, if this time is a little late, because when I originally scheduled it, I'm sorry, I wasn't really considering so much that we do have people that are on the East Coast that are 3 hours ahead. So if this is a little bit late, then let us know and we can always adjust the time. Also, Friday is going to be, every week we're doing this on Friday. However, if there are other days that are more convenient for you all, then let us know in the chat, and we're always open to doing this during the week, maybe like a lunchtime hour, what have you. So it's just all about networking with each other, having some fun, possibly learning something new. I learn something new every week from the people down in the chat that give me suggestions on what I could do differently. So all of that is much, much appreciated. So thank you for saying hello, Jane. Everyone else, I do see that there are some more people here in the live. So drop down into the comments, into the chat, say hello. Let me know if this is your first time and maybe where you're from. I'm in California. So it is 7:06 p.m. California time. All right. So what we were going to be doing today is Easter theme gable boxes. So the actual box itself, I purchased those already made. If you guys want to check out the description box for the video, I did link my Amazon affiliate link for the boxes. I think there were 80 in the pack. So they come flat, and then they're very easy to assemble. The score lines are already there. So essentially when you open it up, it'll kind of just find its own place, and you just bend on the score lines that are already there. So I'm going to put one together tonight, excuse me, on live, but I have a couple that I did ahead of time. So this was one of the ones that, let me change my light, 1 second. I don't know if that helped or not, probably not, but this was one that I just threw together yesterday. So this is a image, SVG image that I got from Cricut Design Space. And then the egg border at the bottom, separate image that I got from Cricut Design Space that I duplicated the image several times on top of each other and then flattened it to make it a print and cut layer. And then I just popped that up on some pop dots. So this border I actually created just out of Easter egg image. And you can see where it's just been repeated. I took some of them, switched them in different directions. Hey, Gaia. What you doing on the craft? Yeah, so then it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see the rabbit prints that are on here. And I actually just embossed those on a piece of lavender cardstock. So that gave it some little dimension and added little embellishment to it. I just went ahead and did that right on the cardstock. And then that grass border I got from Design Space, and I just duplicated it a couple of times, 4 times actually, to make the grass pattern that goes all the way across. No, I'm serious. What you doing on the craft channel? You're here to support. I appreciate it, sis. Thank you very much. Where's sis at? She's I don't know if she's going to be able to join us tonight. Usually she's in right at starting time. Hey, Tara. So sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Let me add my girl to the stream. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, there you go again with the popping lip.
Tardiness.
No. Your lip is all popping and stuff. Let me put a little lip gloss on or something. Got no earrings or nothing. Little lip gloss.
I'm trying to make it look like I'm on this side of the grave and not looking like a zombie.
I can't be looking like I got ashy lips and you on here with the lip gloss popping.
You're cute anyways. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you. But I just did a little bit of something too, huh? Okay. I could have threw my little earrings on. I'm glad you said something because I wasn't paying attention. My bad. You'd have been sitting down there forever.
It's fine.
So
I was gonna type in the StreamYard, but I said you're not gonna see it, so let me type on the YouTube.
Yeah. So we do have 2 new people in here. Jane Shelton. is joining us. This is her first time joining us for Friday Night Craft Along. And then my sis Gaia is in the chat as well. Now, I was questioning her, like, what you doing in the craft chat? But she says she's here to support. So
we appreciate it.
We appreciate it very much. So I was just showing off my little box that I made yesterday.
Aww.
So my little bunny is off center, and that's really irritating the crap out of me. So I'm gonna have to find some kind of sentiment to add to the side so that it can take up some of that space, because it's uneven and my OCD is not liking that.
Oh, I thought you did it on purpose so that you can put a sentiment, or
no,
even
I
put.
I was gonna put a smack dab in the middle. That was, yeah. The plan was he was gonna be in the middle, but that's not what ended up happening. So I'm just a quick fix for that. So I'm just gonna add something over on that side, a little sentiment or something. So, oh, you got your notification. Hey, hi. Is it Kaya or Kia? Welcome. Okay, hello. So what I did with this one is this little border here at the bottom. I created that out of, it was an SVG file. So I just repeated it several times, lined it up, make sure that it was lined up, and then flattened it to make it a print and cut image. So that's how you can do something like that. Very easy.
Well, mine, I got mine cut out, but can't do nothing with it.
That's okay. I appreciate you being here and supporting me through this. So I did have one that I wanted to put together on camera. I think that this Friday Night Craft Along, we may not be on for as long as we normally are. I know personally I'm getting over such a bad cold. Like yesterday and today were the first days since really our after we got off of our craft last Friday that I've been up and moving around. So, but I can already feel that I'm getting hot. And I don't have my heat presser on anything, so that's just probably me overdoing it, but that's quite all right. So my boxes, you have a die for yours, don't you?
I have a die, but I turned it into an SVG, but mine are mini.
Okay. So that excuse me, it's perfect for just a couple little treats, and you can put grass, you know, like some little grass in there or what have you.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit bigger. These are the boxes that I use when I'm doing my party favors. And so typically they're putting, you know, toys and, you know, other little goodies in here, or maybe like cookies or something like that. So this size is typically the one that I get, and I get them from Amazon already made.
Okay, so it's not okay.
Yeah,
I was about to ask you that. I thought it was one that you made.
Oh my God, it's so much easier. I was doing the boxes myself. I had an SVG for the boxes and I was doing them myself. But like I said, when you do party favors, it's never one or two. It's always a dozen or, you know, whatever. And so I was spending a lot of time on making the boxes and having to then design and embellish the boxes. And so I just cut out the middleman. And I like it so much better, not only because I don't have to make the boxes, but they're more sturdy because they have like that kind of like that coating, you know, like that glossy coating on it that makes them not as flimsy as the ones that I was making. And the ones that I was making, I was just bulking them up and beefing them up by adding, you know, cardstock to them. So eventually, after you add all your embellishments, they're not, you know, as delicate, but these tops with them opening and closing and opening and closing, that part is really vulnerable to tearing and, you know, stuff like that. So these have been a lifesaver. And I can't say that I've been doing it for so long, because really it's been like 2 weeks since I bought these. Before that, I was making them all myself. So yeah, I just go get a ream of cardstock or what have you, and then go for it. But this has been easier. Also, it makes it easier because I know, it's going to be the same size every time. So
Yeah. Well, also with the Cricut, you can't, I don't know about now because I haven't tried it, but to do the bigger boxes, you have to always cut 2 pieces and then glue them together
right, that was the
because,
other thing too.
yeah,
So it was kind of limiting me to be either having to make a very small box or having to do it in pieces and then
yeah.
gluing it, together.
This one is 1 8.5 by 11, and this is what you get.
Right.
So,
So
but for me,
that's
it's
a
fine
really
because,
big piece of paper considering what the finished product is. So
yeah. But for me, it's fine because when I do the party favors, it's usually a dozen or maybe a dozen and a half. So any leftover paper, it becomes part of, like, say I'm going to do the offset. I'll do the offset in the same color if I'm going to do a text or whatever. So it's not so much of a waste. But I'm the same thing like you. I will buy the bigger Gable boxes in bulk. I buy them usually by the 50s.
hmm
So yeah,
yeah, and it wasn't bad in terms of like when you think about it, the cost per box versus you making it. It's not like you're saving 20, 30, dollars or whatever. I mean, the cost of each box when you're buying it in bulk is like pennies.
yeah. Because
It's not.
I get 50 boxes for like 22 Canadian. Well, plus
Yeah, and
tax. So let's say about $26,
I think mine was
$27.
like $20, and it was eight for 80 boxes.
Okay.
But your Canadian's always going to be more. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna
Yep.
go run into the other room real quick.
No problem. So thank you everyone for coming tonight. This is my laptop here. This is the cell phone. So I'm on YouTube here and I'm on StreamYard here. So thank you guys for coming. Let us know where you're from and what it is. Are you a paper crafter as well? Have you made Gable boxes? And if you do you make them, or do you buy them like we do in bulk? So we'd like to know what it is that you guys are doing, whether you're on with us tonight or you're watching the replay. We would like to know about you guys as well. Are you paper crafters? Do you do tumblers? Like, what kind of stuff are you guys into as well?
Definitely. So I just wanted to show a couple of the boxes that I did make from template.
Okay.
And these had to be made in pieces. I wasn't able to do it in just one. So today was the project that I worked on this morning. And like you, I had such an issue with my print and cut. Oh my gosh, this picture of this is my neighbor who passed away. But the picture for me, I made button pins, and I had to print that 5 times because it would only print out one full circle, and all the other images were cut off.
Okay, so there's something wrong with Design Space because that's what happened. These are supposed to be
Yeah,
hummingbirds, and this is all I'm getting printed. But if I print it on Photoshop, I'm getting them.
right,
So I'm not
right.
understanding.
So I wasted so much paper
Paper,
this
ink.
morning because I had to I said, you know what? I'm just gonna have to print it 5 times. It's only gonna print one circle. I need to make 5 pins. I should have been able to print that on one sheet of paper. But it would only print one full one, and then the
Okay.
second one it cut off, and then there were no other ones on there. So it was like one full one and maybe like a quarter of another circle. And then so I just said, forget it. If it's gonna keep doing that, let me just print it 5 times.
Just
It
get it
was a
over with.
hassle though. But this one I actually used my 40% off coupon at Michael's a couple weeks ago. So if you are new to my channel, go back and check out the last shopping haul that I did. I actually had a full day. I drove about 45 minutes away, and I hit up like 5 or 6 different craft stores in one day. But anybody that knows me, I do not pay full price for anything. If I can't get it on sale or use a coupon or finagle, talk to somebody, whatever I got to do, I am not. Oh my God, Gaia. Thank you. And Jane says she's from Virginia. Okay. Yeah, if I can't get it on discount or use a coupon, I'm probably not going to get it. I'm just cheap like that. And to me, it doesn't even really matter how much it costs. It could be $3. If I know that next week I can wait and get it for $1.50, that's what I'm doing. So I bought with my 40% off coupon a stack of the 12 by 24 cardstock. Yeah.
12 by 24. Wow, that's
12 by
big.
24. Yeah. So normally for one pack of that is like $25. So I used my coupon, and then there was, I think like I had a $5 Michael's credit for, when you spend over a certain amount, you get $5 off. And then, yeah, so I used that to make this box.
Okay, so you just had to use one sheet then. You didn't have to cut them
No,
up?
I only used one sheet of paper, but it still cut it out in two pieces, and I had to glue it together. But I didn't have to load and reload. I just did it on that one. So I just wanted to show.
It's beautiful.
And then this is on a glossy adhesive vinyl. I did that for all of the sides. And I forgot to add the acetate to the window, but that's okay. I think it looks fine without that. And then it has the inserts. So this, you can just drop the ornament down into the box. So I did that one earlier today. That was my 4-hour print and cut project for today.
How many did you make of those?
A couple of weeks ago, I did this box for Black History Month. This was also in two pieces. This was using a template that I got out of Cricut Design Space, and it has boxes on the side for crayons.
Oh, for crayons. Yeah.
So I did, this image was a regular SVG that had full color. I just did it as a pen so they can, and then you would put color crayons in there and they could color the box on either side. It doesn't have to be this design. It can be for anything. So I could have done this for Easter and put maybe like a bunny and some Easter eggs or whatever, and Happy Easter on the back or what have you, and then put some crayons in there. And this was right in Design Space. So, but following our Easter theme, this was my favorite. So I did this one last night.
I know, it was so cute.
Really cute. Chick magnet.
That's
Most
adorable.
of the time I find myself when I am just crafting mindlessly and I'm not, with a specific order in mind or what have you, I'm always designing with little girls or women in mind. And so I had to last night say, you know what? Do something that can either be
one or the other,
unisex or for a little boy, because I never think about that. I'm always, because I'm a girl, so I craft for girls, and I have daughters, so it doesn't, and my niece, so it's all girls. When I do make things for men, it's typically for my husband, and that's an easy thing because it's going to be Eagles or it's going to be the Lakers or something like that. So, that takes the guesswork out of that. I could always do something having to do with a sports team, and he's going to love it.
Yeah, like for me with my son, it's video games or basketball.
Yeah, my girls, video games, both of them video games too. My youngest is pandas, anything with pandas. And then the oldest, makeup or anything with noodles. Anything that has to do with ramen, noodles, pho, any of that. She just bought a makeup palette that it's called the ramen palette or something like that. And when you open it, the palette is noodles, but not noodles like the noodles you eat, noodles like the color nude.
Oh, that's cute. I like
Yeah,
to play
I
on
was like, oh,
words.
that is so cute. Noodles, I get it. And she's a brown girl, so this palette was done by an African American woman, and so the colors were like soy sauce and but darker colors. There was only one that was like my color. All the others were of a little bit of a darker shade. It was really cute. I'll have to tell her to bring it and show it because I was excited about it.
So
And
awesome.
it's not even mine. So now that I thought about that, when I went in there to go grab this one to show you guys, and then I saw this one, this is really probably something that I'll continue to do, but I'm going to revamp the template and just use these side boxes on the pre-made Gable boxes.
Smart.
Because if you can see, this one is kind of,
Well, it's
flimsy.
65 pound. It's 65-pound
It's
cardstock, right?
Yeah.
You'd have to use 100 pounds or more.
110 or
even
80.
85 would
See,
do it.
usually 65, I can get away with it because I would normally put a mat on there.
Yes. Or even something inside the box at the bottom.
Right. So this one, although I didn't make the box, it still would have been much sturdier because I have this mat that I've added on top of it. And the same thing with this one. So I was kind of showing it up. I hate this camera thing. I can never figure it out. But you can see that I found an embossing folder that had little bunny paw prints on it. I've never used it before. And so I was able to take just a plain piece of lavender cardstock and run it through my manual die cut machine and add that cute paw print texture to it. So I really thought that that was cute. But that does also add some sturdiness to it as well. Alrighty, so
what are you going to do tonight? What are you making?
I'm sorry?
What are you going to be doing tonight in regards to the box? Do you have another item that you're going to add to the box tonight?
I do. Yeah, I do. So I'm going to flip over to the other camera.
Okay.
And then I have to turn my volume down on this one so that I don't freak everybody out when I do that. I look cute. My little sloth. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Yes, I was going to try to make something tonight, but Cricut Design Space is not letting me print and cut. These are supposed to be little hummingbirds and flowers. So that's like the hummingbird bellies there, and these are the half of the petals of the flowers. And then it wasn't even cutting out my cuts. It was chopping everything up. It wasn't working tonight. So I'm here as support because I can't use Design Space.
Yeah, Design Space has been icky. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can perfectly.
All right. And can you guys see what I'm doing?
Yep.
All righty. Sorry about the shadow. I have yet to figure out the best angle where to put my light in the room. All right, so here is the pre-made box. Again, I have it linked in the description box on where you can get this from Amazon. If you do pick up these boxes using my Amazon affiliate link, it's no extra cost to you, but I do need to let you know that it does give a little bit of kickback to the channel. So, and then for the people who were here last week, you'll notice that my fingers are no longer beautiful, long, and gorgeous. My little red nails. I popped every single last one of those things off today in the drive-thru at Wendy's. I was so upset. I don't know if anyone else is like me, but once one nail goes, I can't.
Well, no, you have to take off the rest.
I can't just keep looking at. So for all week while I've been sick, this thumbnail has been missing. And it's been driving me crazy because it's so gross and ugly to me that this thumb has been gone. So you'd have all these nails are nice and long and red, and then this little bare little nubby thumb, right? I dealt with that for a week. But then today we're in the drive-through at Wendy's, and I'm picking up some lunch for my daughter, and I don't know what I had did. It was something so minimal. Like there was no reason for my nail to pop off like that. And so now I have the thumb and the pointer gone. Oh no. No, 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 no,
Just
no.
pop them all off.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that, sweetie. So yeah, I had to just go ahead and ting, 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 ting. And then I got upset because look how clean my nails are. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason why they should not be all ripped up and like what did you do my nails with? Like that's they should not have popped off like that.
I guess you didn't buffer them enough for them to stay on.
Yeah, she didn't do something enough. But the thing was, that's my bad because when she was doing my nails, I kept saying, "Why is she going so fast?" Like I'm not in a hurry. I don't have anywhere to be. I should have listened to my right mind, but I was just excited and being fast. So,
That
all
dye
right.
is
So,
really cute.
I'm sorry.
The dye that you cut is really cute.
Oh, thank you. So, I actually cut this out of Design Space. And then I just made it bigger and changed some of the colors. But yeah, so I'm just kind of taking a look now. Some of these pieces I can see that not all of the little holes came out. That's fine. I'm just going to take my weeding tool and just poke them out. Now, for the last few weeks, we've been using our manual die cut machines if we needed to have anything cut like that, or just doing it with our hands and with scissors.
Yep.
So I think that this is the first time in a while that we've actually attempted to even use our Cricut machines to do anything.
And of course, it doesn't work.
Exactly, the one day. And so I had thought that maybe it was because when originally they allowed us to do the bigger print and cut, if you went to beta, I was one of the ones that hopped right on that and switched over. So I said, okay, well maybe it has something to do with that. So I switched back over to the live version and did the update and got an update saying, oh, now you can print bigger. So I guess it's now available in live version as well.
Yeah, but because I try to stay in beta because I don't want to miss out on anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I had got a notification that it was going to do an update, but I wasn't. Let me just double check now. I'm still in beta. Mine still says beta, even after the update. So I don't know.
Yeah, I had to manually switch it from beta
I'm
to
not
live.
understanding.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get my handy dandy art glitter glue that I love to use, and I did link this time in the description box because I remembered. A lot of times I'm really not trying to keep anything from you guys. I'm willing to share whatever whenever I'm working on something because, like I said, I don't pay full price for anything, and I don't feel like you guys should either. All of the stuff that I link below, it's the best price that's available. And a lot of them I was able to find ones that have actually been marked down or on sale. So definitely check out those links. I also went ahead and linked a scoreboard and a paper cutter trimmer as well, because you've been seeing us use that. And again, I found some really low cost options. So scoreboard, not the same brand, but very similar to the one that we have that has the large 12 by 12 capacity, and then also has the bone folder that comes with it and the template that allows for you to make envelopes. I think it was less than $22. So I know I paid a hefty penny for mine. You remember how much you paid for your Martha Stewart scoreboard?
It was given to me, but I know with the Stamping Up one, I paid upwards of $35, and same thing for, like, this is the envelope maker. I think I
Hmm.
paid like 20 something because I was a rep with Stamping Up, so I even got discounts. But even with the discount, it was still a
Right.
pretty good. So,
These
but yeah,
yeah,
this
these things sometimes can really get up there. And I think the paper trimmer that I um posted was around $30, which is awesome for a guillotine paper cutter.
yeah, because I also Stamping Up. But when I got my kit, it basically was included when you sign up to become a rep. So I don't even know what the price of it was. I always signed up to be a rep, and then I would let everything just lapse and then re-sign up again after they kick me out because I wanted to get I just wanted to get the bundles. I wasn't trying
Exactly.
to sell
See,
anything.
don't pay full price for anything. There's a way.
There's always a way. So every time I signed up, it was like you get $150 worth of product. Oh, sorry about that. $150 worth of product, right? So I wasn't looking to have a down line. I wasn't trying to sell it. I just wanted the bundles.
Right. So I'm just going to use pop dots in a few places to pop the images up, give them some extra dimension. One of the places I'm going to do that is on this bow. So there's a little bow
Oh, that's so cute.
that has two pieces, and then I just put my little foam in the middle. So that's going to give it some dimension. All right. So then we have all these little egg pieces.
Your sister's here, Miss Mixology.
Hey, sis, would you cook?
She means what you bringing over.
Right. What are we eating tonight?
That's what she.
Okay, so now I'm going to take the white backings and all these little cutout pieces that I have in the different color cardstock, and I'm going to glue those.
And those all came from Design Space.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Did we get an answer yet on what we eating?
Corned beef. She don't want it.
No, I don't want that shit. All right, thank you. She knows me so well. She's like, I'm not even going to bother.
I don't know. There's something about corned beef. And I was with a Jamaican for 17 years, which is my son's father, and he ate that like it was steak, and I couldn't do it.
Now, let me just say this. I am sure with 100% certainty that if my sister made it, that it tastes delicious because my sister can burn. However, at the same time, I'm a little jaded with the corned beef because my older cousin that I lived with for several years, she would make it and it was not good. It was not, it wasn't. And they ate it all the time.
I don't like the
And
texture.
I love you. If you ever watch my channel, I love you. You know that I do. But that 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 was not it. It was not it. Didn't nobody want that. And
No,
it'd
I
be
can't do the
all
texture.
day cooking. Like that should be delicious by the time, but it never was delicious. Or it never seemed delicious to me. I don't know. But like I said, I know that if my sister made it, that hers is not like that because that isn't the only dish that either myself or her don't eat in our adulthood because of that very reason. Hers happens to be teriyaki.
Yeah, that's what she says. She says, I love it, but teriyaki chicken is her Achilles heel. And then she
See?
says,
And
yeah, and
I cannot see the chat because my back
yeah,
is turned right now and I have my overhead camera. So I'm telling you, for me it was that damn corned beef. And for her it's teriyaki. And like she'll come over and she's like, what you cook? And I'm like, teriyaki, and she gets so mad. Like, why? I'm so like, we like teriyaki. I know you don't like it, but
I
we
love
like
it.
it.
I love it. But she also said, I guess in reference to the corned beef, never let the water reduce down. I don't have to worry about that because I don't keep a can of that stuff in my house. And why is it called
It
corned?
never came out of a can though. I can give my cousin credit for that. It did not come out of a can. However, that does not negate the fact that it still was nasty to
How
me.
else do you get corned beef? How else does corned beef come?
Well, did it come out of a can? Shoot, that's how much I didn't like it. I didn't want no parts of it. I knew that there was corned beef and there was green beans. Always green beans with the corned beef.
Yeah, but corned beef. The corned beef I know comes in a can. It's like a reddish can with a cow in the front, and you have the little key on the top to roll down to open the can. She says no, a teriyaki chicken is good. She won't front. But no, I can't do. I don't like the texture
Thank
of corn.
you. So I have a question. Give
Mhm.
me your honest opinion. Do you think that I should put the grass to the background and then the egg on top of the grass,
No,
or put
yeah,
the egg under and the grass on top?
under,
Okay.
under.
All right. So then now it's just a matter of matching up
Oh, have fun.
which goes there. So I think that one looks okay. I'm just gonna add some
Well,
adhesive.
is it the whole word Easter?
It is.
Oh, so it should be Easter. So it should be easy. EASTER. Okay. EASTE. So six
Yeah, but
letters.
some of them are turned certain ways. So I just want to make sure that I put the
Yeah, it's
first
good.
E where it goes and the other
Oh,
E where it
yes.
goes. Yeah.
That makes sense. But yeah, the grass should be on the front because it's like the eggs are in the grass.
Boom. See? That's why I have you to help me out. So I'm feeling like there's some pieces in there that I was supposed to have kept for like my A and my R, but that's okay.
Oh,
That's
the
all
middle
right.
piece. Yeah, but
Yeah, that's okay. I'm
that's
not going to
perfectly
worry
fine
about it. Yeah.
because
I did keep,
there's some fonts like that that don't have those centers in the letters.
possibly. Now, I did keep the letters because I'm going to use them for something else.
Oh, that's smart.
And then I did also keep all the little dots that came out of here because I'll use those for something else too.
I keep all my bits and pieces like that for shaker cards.
All right.
I think it's Danae.
Hey,
She said
Danae.
she says that she probably made it from scratch, and I guess in reference to your sister's cooking. And your sister said never let the water reduce down. She said no, her corned beef is always fresh. I don't know what fresh corned beef is.
Yeah, it was a cut of meat, and then you have like the seasoning packet that you cook it
Huh?
with or something. Yeah,
No, I've only known
yeah.
corned beef in a can.
Well, baby,
Fresh.
this might as well have been from a can because that's how it tasted to me.
That
But
metallic
they
taste.
loved it. They loved it. I mean, that was the one night no one really had to worry about whether or not there was enough for me because I don't want it. I don't want no parts of it.
I'm gonna have to
And
Google fresh corned beef after because in my whole soon to be 50 years of life, corned beef was in a can. Had that little key on the side. You gotta take the key off, find a little tab, and then you have to roll the key to open up the can and
mm-mm,
dump it out, cook it.
nah, I'm not doing that.
I never
I'm
understood
not
why it was called
doing it.
corned beef when there's no corn in it.
Now, I would love to be able to pop this up, but it's so thin that that's not going to be possible. I don't have any pop dots that small.
Oh, I have a roll of dimensional tape that skinny, like a quarter of an inch. Not even. It's less than that. I got it
Yeah,
because
I
I got
think this is more like an eighth or 16th
yeah,
of an inch. It's pretty
yeah.
thin.
Because I have a pack of different foam tape, and it came like the smallest size up until like maybe 3 inches wide.
Now I have the little variety pack of foam tape that I got from Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree.
It's not even Dollar Tree. It's $1.25 Tree.
$1.25 straw.
It's $1.25.
$1.25, love. $1.25. Okay. So there we have finally
So
my
cute.
little Easter border. Now, yeah, I'm definitely thinking that there possibly was some little pieces there, but I'm not going to fret over that.
In all honesty, it looks cute as is.
Thank you. All right. So
And I like
then
the colors. I like the
we
colors you
have
chose.
the basket. And I guess they want to add some dimension by creating this separate little piece here.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take 1 second. Because if I can move stuff out of the way.
Oh, okay. So Melody Wells explained it. Corned beef hash is in the can, and real corned beef would not be in a can. Gotcha. So there are two different types of corned beef.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and canned corned beef or fresh corned beef will not be in Genoa's stomach.
So do you eat mincemeat?
Heck no, I don't even know what that is, but it does not sound. What is that? I eat
Hamburger meat.
spam. I eat spam.
No, hamburger meat.
Oh, you call it mincemeat?
What do
I could
y'all
call
call
it
it?
call it ground beef.
Well, we call it that too, but it's predominantly minced meat. We call it ground beef too, and ground chicken and
I have
ground chicken.
never in my life referred to anything as mincemeat. Never. Ever, ever, ever. Now I don't know if
Dang.
that's just a Genoa thing or if that's where we are regionally. Let my California peoples that's down in there know. Let me know. Have you ever called something mincemeat? Because I don't think I have.
Yes, the mixology says the corned beef, the canned corned beef is like spam almost, but corned beef flavor. So yeah, spam and the corned beef that I'm referring to is in a can, very similar. But when you open up the corned beef, it's a little bit more. I don't want to say flakier. It's not as compact or as solid as spam. But either way, okay. So you're adding
I'm gonna
dye.
ink the paper.
Okay.
Um, See if maybe that'll give it like some extra dimension.
Well, why don't you pop up the front section with dimensionals because the eggs go inside, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. But
Okay.
sometimes just inking the paper can give it some dimension as well.
Yes, because of the shading, the shadowing.
Exactly. And so you take this piece of paper that looks pretty plain as it is, and then once we ink it up a little bit, it'll look completely different. So just gonna go in
This
just
whole
a
live
little
is
bit of
this whole live is going to be about minced meat and corned beef.
mincemeat and crafts.
So mixology says minced meat reminds her of potted meat, and that's a no thank you. What is
Yeah,
potted meat?
it's in a pot. It's in, like you mentioned, your corned beef with the little can opener thing on the side. That,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
So you cook meat in a pot?
No, no, potted meat is it's referring to it being in that can, like the spam.
Dang, see, we have completely different terminology or vocabulary when it comes to certain things.
Well, didn't we have that conversation about the guy Andrew Zimmern and his distaste for spam, but that he could eat just
Yeah,
anything else that was just completely like, no way, I would never eat that.
yeah,
But then the spam, he's like, "Ugh." Like,
yeah.
really? I just saw you eat guts or something. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's I told my son that story and my son just went he went sheet white. He's like he can eat that, but he can't eat that. I'm like,
Right, exactly. It just makes no sense. None whatsoever. I think that probably was the last time I watched this show. I was quite offended, to say the least. My family is from Maui. And for anyone that does not know, Hawaii is the spam capital of the world.
Who's Auntie Tony Ham?
My Auntie Tony is the mother of the cousin we were referring to. She's my godmother. And she used to make some very strange concoctions as well. Auntie, if you ever watch the channel, I love you to pieces. You know I do. This is your Noe talking. I love you. But that tuna casserole with the potato chips on top was not it. Was not it. And the dressing at Thanksgiving time with the oysters in it wasn't it either.
Oh no.
Yeah, and your ham that came out of the can, that definitely will never be it. We don't ever want to do that again. But I love you. I love you. God, I love that woman. She crazy.
Mixology, what's a tule?
A
Because
Thule?
she said Jaden was gifting a tule from Canada. I don't know what a tule is.
I don't know.
And mixology says the canned ham with pineapple.
Ugh.
Ham comes in a can? Oh yes, I've seen that.
Yes,
It's in the
yes,
shape.
yes,
It's in the
yes, yes.
shape ham kind of a. Okay, I've seen that, but we don't eat that. But
So,
mixology. What's a tule? I don't know what tule is. Oh, see, yeah, that looks nicer.
and then that piece goes on top like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah,
it definitely just took a regular piece of plain brown cardstock, because this
yeah.
is what it looked like before. Just plain cardstock. My camera is turning all over the place. Um, to this. So
Yeah,
that's the
that's
same. That's
really
the
better.
same cardstock, guys. So you
And
can
you
just
use
see
two
like
different
just
shades.
lightly inking the paper has given it some depth and some dimension. We're going to
So
add to that by popping it up, but
what
just
color
wanted
inks
to
did
see.
you use? Because you didn't use any browns. You used like a yellow, and what's the other one that you used?
Well, the first one was not dark enough, so I put it away. So let me see. What did I do with it? So the first one is from Stampabilities, and it's in the sable color sable. But I found that it wasn't dark enough.
Yeah,
Like I said, like you said, it was giving more of a yellowing effect than brown, which is what I wanted to go for. So I switched it to the Tim Holtz Distress ink, and this one is brushed corduroy.
yeah. See, that worked better. Oh, okay.
And
So
I'll
yeah, a toonie. It's called a toonie mixology, and it's TOONIE. Okay, sorry about that.
so you know what a toonie is?
Yeah, because she said a tule, and I didn't know a tule. A toonie is our $2, but it's a coin. It's a coin within a
Oh,
coin.
okay. Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Excuse me. And then these brushes I got from Amazon. So if I remember, I'll link them down as well. I
that's a
got
that's a makeup brush.
all of these brushes came in one. There's more in here too, but I'm knocking inks over and
So you got
making.
12. It was 12 in the box in the bag.
Let's see. Let's see how many more are in here.
Because those are makeup brushes.
Yeah, they're makeup brushes, but it was cheaper to get this. So I don't
Yeah,
remember the exact price, but again, hey, it wasn't full price if it was me. So I love it because they're color coordinated. See all of these?
That's so cute. Are all the brush, or is it bristles on them the same?
Yeah,
Okay, because you just use different color inks. That's why they're different.
exactly. So when I'm using, the ink that's closest to the brush, so the ink doesn't get off. And I haven't cleaned them. I'm sure at some point I'll need to, but let me
Yeah.
see. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
Wow.
So 14 brushes, and they're so soft. Now, I have the regular inkers too because I've been using those for years and years. My boxes.
Because I have the little the daubers or whatever they call it, you put on your finger, and you can blend with them too. They have like the similar kind of brush or foam at the tip, but they go on your fingers. I think they're called daubers.
I'm just knocking my camera all over the place, guys. Sorry. Did you hear me rummaging in the background through all my crafts from weeks past that I still haven't put away? So this is what I was using before were these.
Yes, I have those too because you can change the foam.
Right. And so then I have this little pack of extra foamies and it has the Velcro. And so you just take one off and stick the other one on. So I've been using those for years and years. And they work great and I still use them, but I found that these are much easier for me to control how much ink I'm putting on.
Yeah, because they're kind of rounded. They're not flat.
Right. And sometimes with those other daubers that I just pulled out, it can put too much ink on the paper.
Yeah.
Like it's this is more like letting rub it out, buff it out, easier to control. It's bigger in my hands, and that's important for me because my hands sometimes cramp up with doing all of this tedious little small detail. So that definitely helps.
Mixology is laughing because she says she would not know what none of this stuff does. Well, basically, with the brushes that you just used, it's like blending your makeup.
Exactly.
So you're doing the
So,
same thing on the paper, the same way you would blend your makeup.
and she knows all about blending makeup because Sister Face be beat. So stop playing.
So it's the same concept as doing makeup, but you're just doing it on cardstock.
Exactly. And again, I know it's kind of redundant, but I'm just going to show you one more time. Just by taking the brush and lightly swirling the ink on, I start off of the paper first so that the most of it goes to the paper and then you're able to control what's left. But just look at that difference.
Yeah.
It's the same paper. So so when I first started making greeting cards, I would watch so many videos on techniques on how you can change the way just regular cheap cardstock looks. Um, and that's maybe we'll do something like that one of these weeks where we make a card or some type of paper project and we just cut it out the way that it is, glue it on, and then we do another project with the same exact die cuts that we ink the paper or do some coloring or what have you. You can see how much more realistic, how much more depth, how much more like a 3D effect you get just by doing those simple things. So one SVG we can do no pop dots, no kind of, nothing, just glue it all together the way that it is cut out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one we can do like some embossing, pop dots, inking, and you can see with the same exact thing how it can just look like so much different. So
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your sister, Miss Mixology, I don't. It's a slight threat, but it's not really a threat because she says she can do makeup. So when those brushes come up missing, you know why.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not really so much a threat as it is a warning.
Just letting me know. So yeah, we have this thing where we love to quote movie quotes. So we'll just quote movie quotes just out of the blue to each other. Um, and so one of our favorite movies is a movie that's called Don't Drink Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. So this is the Keenan Ivory Wayans movie, one of our favorite movies. And it's satire, like Airplane, those kind of movies, Naked
Yeah.
Gun,
Yeah.
just over the top, just slapstick comedy, vulgar,
She says
raunchy,
it's Gerard.
jabot.
Well, she put Giraud.
She spelled it wrong.
You have been corrected, Miss Mixology.
So the line that we say to each other. Okay, so let me just explain the scene a little bit while I'm inking up the handle for this basket. The joke is this movie is like a parody of all the famous hood movies: Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, uh, Poetic Justice, Dead Presidents. Like any hood, movie that you can think of, they're going to have some kind of reference to that movie. And so if you've ever seen Boys in the Hood, you know that Trey goes to go live with his dad.
Yes.
That's like a major thing that mom's not raising him. He's actually going to go live with his father and have his father raise him. But in this movie, Ashtray, his name isn't Trey, it's Ashtray. Ashtray goes to live with his dad, but his dad is younger than him.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So the whole scene where he goes to live with his father and he's like, telling him about all the chores that he's gonna do, and Trey is like, well, Dad, what are you gonna do? Type thing. They remake this scene, and he's like, the chores that he's telling his son, quote unquote, son to do is like organize my matchbook cars, do my homework,
Oh
stuff
my goodness.
stuff like that.
What's this? What is wait, I need the name of this movie.
It's called Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Wow.
Yeah.
South Central while drinking.
Your juice in the hood.
This has to be one of the longest movie titles I've ever seen in my life. And then you got ones that just say Friday.
Right. Okay.
She says that spell check was hating, so she respelt it.
Okay, see. So I'm gonna glue just this top part to the basket and not the bottom part because I want to be able to tuck my eggs inside.
Okay.
And then I'll glue it after. So, anyways, when he gets to the to his dad's house and his dad's telling him all his chores that he wants him to do, he then looks at his son who's wearing these Jabot jeans and he goes, "Are those Jabots? Shoot, I'm finna be sporting them." So that's the inside joke. Anytime I have something that she wants or vice versa,
It
we'll
refers
look at
back
each
to
other and say, "Oh, them Jabots, I'm finna be sporting them." So when she said that about the brushes, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Those are not Jabots.
Yeah, she said, don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tap some glue in the middle of that so I can take my little eggs and just stick them down inside. And
Are you going to glue that part on top of it afterwards?
yeah.
Okay. Because if you can cut a very small, like if you can cut a pop dot into 4 pieces, you can keep that raised so it looks like an open basket. Those eggs are so cute.
And I don't know if I'm putting them in here the right way. I'm just kind of sticking them in any old kind of way.
Well, whatever it is in design space is just basically a suggestion. You can put them any way you want.
Right. And this was out of someone's project that they had on the Cricut Community tab. So if you have not checked out the Cricut Community tab and you are a Cricut member or have a Cricut machine, definitely do that. You can access that from your homepage. But what it is just all the projects from other people in the Cricut community that have shared their projects with you. So you can go in there and.
But you have to have a paid membership to do that.
No, not necessarily. So if they're using, if they're going to be using images that are only part of Cricut Access, then yes, you would have to pay. But if they're providing the images for you and or using basic shapes to create them, then no. Does that make sense?
Yes, because I'm there.
And I don't think
So
that I
where would
will
I be
pop this
looking?
up.
Because
Do you see the Cricut Community tab?
community. I see Discover, My Stuff, Heat Guide, Cricut Learn and Shop.
So if you go from the home page and you just scroll down towards the bottom of the page, it'll say like images, then it'll say like projects, and then it'll say Cricut community or community members or something that has to do with community. The other way that you can access it is if you go up to the top where it says My Stuff and hit that drop down menu, you can access it through there too.
My Stuff project. Okay, well, I'll play with this after because I can't find it the way. I guess maybe because I'm in beta, maybe it's different for me. Wait up.
I think that I was able to pull it up when I was in beta. I'm not quite sure though. So I think I'm doing this in reverse. I think I want to do the smaller ones first. Okay, so now that I've added my eggs, I'm going to add these little trims. And I'm going to start from the bottom with the smallest one and then go up to the bigger one at the top. And I think I'm doing that right. I closed my Cricut design space before verifying exactly what the basket looks like. So I'm just kind of winging it at this point. So I'm just taking the bigger ones and putting it on top of the smaller ones so that it kind of peeks out through the bottom. And I decided not to pop that panel up. I don't know why, but I changed my mind at the last minute.
Oh. That's what we tend to do quite often.
Yeah, I know. So that's what we have.
Cute.
Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and add it to the front of my box. Now, I made it big enough to where it's going to hang over the top of the box. So that's what I wanted. I'm not worried about that at all. Okay. I'm going to use some of my Elizabeth Crafts design.
Never-ending roll of tape.
Never ending. It may be ending soon now that I have these handy dandy platinum blade, titanium blade non-stick Fiskars though. Let me tell you, look at it. Look at it. You see how I just fell? See, that would never happen.
Like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I mean, I've been cutting through glue, tape, foam tape, all kind of things. Again, if you're new to the channel and you did not see my crafting haul, I stopped by Target to go use the restroom. I wasn't planning on going in there, but I remembered while I was in there, I had a $5 um,
Gift card.
one of those gift card things. Yeah, if you spend so much on something, you get $5 gift card. And so I said, let me just see if I can find something in here that I wouldn't mind spending this $5 gift card on. And I found these in the clearance section, marked down to like $6 and some change. So with tax and everything, I paid less than $2 for these. And they were normally almost $30 scissors. So
Yeah.
excited. And if you're not a crafter, I could see where you'd be like, why is she excited about some dang scissors? But if you are
Because
a crafter,
nothing to
especially
them.
a paper crafter,
That's gold. That's platinum.
yeah, you could definitely understand my excitement. I'm going to do better to try and make sure it's centered this time. That's good enough. Yeah, but if you are a paper crafter, then you can definitely so cute. Understand my excitement because I was juiced. So this one I am going to pop up. So I'm just going to add one under each egg because I don't want it to sag in the middle. And it seems like whenever I try and skip on, adding my foam dots, that'll be the place that it'll sink in or something.
Every single time.
Every single time, yeah. So I'm like, not going to be stingy with it. I did get this whole pack of foam dots, and there's 3 different sizes. 4 different sizes, excuse me. So it goes from 6 millimeter all the way up to 12 millimeter. You notice the price here, $4.49. Regular price was $7.99. I ain't paying full price. I'm not. I paid $4.49.
Good job.
Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that they were also on sale for like 40% off on top of that.
Oh, so you didn't probably even pay that $4.
Nope, probably not.
Mixology says she saw some at Dollar Tree.
Yeah, I get them from Dollar Tree too. But you can't miss on an opportunity for these because of
No.
all the sizes. So Dollar Tree does not sell let me see, I have a pack of the Dollar Tree ones. These are the Dollar Tree ones. So it's 6.3 millimeters. You get 528. That's not bad. This one has 1,014.
So
So
about double.
yeah, but 4 different sizes.
Exactly.
And the adhesive on these are great.
That is really cute.
Okay, so again, I made it so that it would stick out on the top. So I'm not going to worry about trying to put this together. Let me just show you. There we go. Okay, so that's what it would look like with the top of the basket.
Nice. Yeah.
And then we still have the little bow somewhere. Oh,
the little bow goes on top of the basket.
Yeah, the bow goes up here on top of the basket. But I have no idea where my bow went. Oh, it's on the floor. On the floor. So then the bow goes right here. We could just tap some glue right here in the middle. And then add my little bow. So I put the word Easter on the bottom, but you could definitely, if this was for a child, put their name on the Easter eggs. I think that would be really, really cute.
Yes.
And spell their name across the bottom. What do you guys think?
Adorable. And I love the color choices. And it's very simple. And I like it that the A and the R don't have anything in them. For some reason, it works.
Yeah, and I could have even did some inking on the Easter eggs as well, and could have gave them a little bit more depth too. But I'm very happy with how it turned out.
Melanie Wells says that she loves it, and Jaden loves it.
Oh, my JD Pooh sees it. This for you, TT baby. You can have it. I give you all my stuff. Yeah, so I could see like if you were doing orders for these or what have you, putting the kids' names on the Easter eggs. If their name is long, you could just make the eggs smaller so that you could fit more on there,
Hmm.
and whatever colors. But yeah, that is the one that we put together on live. And typically it wouldn't take that long, but we were doing some chatting, so that always helps stretch it out.
I like the cream color of the Gable boxes that they're not white.
They actually are white, so that's my lighting in here.
Oh, well, the cream color looks really nice.
So if you didn't join from the beginning of the live, I want to show you the other ones that I worked on. So I did this one yesterday, and I was saying that my OCD is really bothering me with this one because my attempt was to have the bunny at center and he's kind of off to the left a little bit. But that's an easy fix because I can just go ahead and add like a sentiment or something here on the side, Happy Easter or what have you. Um, this one, these Easter eggs are print and cut Easter eggs, so I didn't have to fuss about trying to piece all those colors together. That was just a little bit too much for me. But to spruce it up a little bit, what I did is I took a piece of regular lavender cardstock, and if you can see, I
Yeah, we
ran
can
it
see it
through my
better now.
my die cut machine and added these cute little bunny tracks in the background. So that kind of gave the paper a different look. And then the bunny, he's in two layers, and I popped him up on some pop dots to give him some little dimension.
Adorable.
All right. And then the other one was this one, which was my favorite.
Yes, it's my favorite too.
And it says chick magnet and has a little chick and the eyeglasses on him. I duplicated that layer about 5 or 6 times and stacked it on top of each other, and then also put two foam dots. So I stacked two foam dots on top of each other to really, really have it stand out. So I can show you from the side,
Adorable.
really give some dimension. And then this background was just a pattern that I picked out of Cricut Design Space. So I made a shape that's 6 inches by 3.5 because that's the size of the side of the box. And then I changed it to a print and cut. And I went up to the color options and changed it from color to pattern. And then I went and searched through all the patterns and found this one.
Mixology says that she wants that for her tan man.
Okay. This is my great nephew. Her grandson, because she a grandma. She old. She's a grandma. Okay. Yeah, that's for my great nephew. So I also have a couple that were for different things. One second.
Oh, okay, so grandmama. And Danae, you say it looks cream colored to you too? Yeah, because I can see like there's white parts, like even the white on the tape looks white, but the gable boxes themselves look cream. Even the scissors look like they're white and gray or very light blue, but the gable boxes look cream.
Okay, so sorry about that, guys. I wanted to go grab the other ones because these are the other ones that I had worked on earlier in the week. Now, this one, my daughter confiscated. I always make, I always make a, I don't know, what do you kind of like a prototype?
Yes, or sample one.
Well, sample, right? Okay, so I had an order for these, but I wanted to see how it would turn out and get my design down and all of that. So Sienna is actually my daughter's middle name. So I didn't post my client's information. But this was a mermaid one, and I really, really liked the way that that one came out. She's already started using this, so I had to just go dump it. It was full of makeup and stuff. And then the other one that I had in the other craft room
Sonic.
was Sonic the Hedgehog. So I don't know if Tana would like this one more, but he probably definitely is a chick magnet, though. So these you guys saw, if you follow my page, I posted the Sonic and I posted the mermaid one the other day. So again, this was a prototype for my actual order to make sure I get my design down right and get everything the way that I want it. I'll probably add the little boy's name up here somewhere, but those were the other ones that I worked on. So since I got my Amazon order in, I have, and let me just, there we go. I see it. I don't know if you guys can see me. My light,
Yes, we
my
can.
situation back there is horrible. But yeah, but since I got my order in from Amazon and I don't have to make the boxes anymore, I've been kind of going crazy.
Well, it's good to have your samples, your prototypes, so that way you can post them, get them out there, and then you can take the orders after. So
Exactly. So the mermaid one is already set to go. That was already an order that I had, but I just wanted to make that first one first, make sure that it was going to come out the way that I wanted it to. And then the Sonic one was just one that I just did.
So the scales for the mermaid one, is that vinyl or is that sticker paper or what is that?
It is actually foiled cardstock. So I have some gold foiled cardstock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably would be a lot easier to do it with vinyl though.
Yeah, because you have to put glue
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's why I love my art glitter glue with my little skinny tip on it. But it was a bit of a headache. I concentrated more on the outside and on the bottom because I have the shell and the tail and everything
Yes,
else covering
hide
the
everything.
middle part. So I didn't worry too much about that. I just concentrate on making sure that the edges are all glued down because that's what's going to get the most wear and tear
Yeah.
and bumping and stuff is the edges. But yeah, I could definitely see it being easier to do in vinyl. The only reason I was a little hesitant to try is because sometimes vinyl, like once it goes down, if you try and reposition it, it rips your paper, and so I didn't want to have to even fuss with that at all. So I just went straight for the
But just
cardstock. But
just as a tip, because I see that you assemble yours with the boxes flat. So, for example, if you are going to use the vinyl, instead of removing, I guess with the transfer tape, instead of removing
Mhm,
it all at once, you know how we can roll the transfer tape on? So you can
mhm,
align one side and then you kind of pull off the transfer as you're going around to keep it even.
mhm.
And then use your brayer or whatever else.
And each time it's different. So usually I'll add the mat on while it's flat because it's easier for me to make sure that it's even. I can
Yeah.
put it down on my table and I have my ruler lines on my glass work
Yes.
surface. But then once I have the mat down, then I'll assemble the box and put everything else on once it's already assembled. Because when I did it the other way, I found that sometimes I put things too low to the bottom so that once you
Yeah.
do set the box up, it's like hanging off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I learned my lesson with that. I learned my lesson with that one. So, now that I have the pre-made boxes, I probably be doing a whole lot more prototype, demo, templates, whatever you want to call it. Because then I can do it, take a picture of it, save it. And so if somebody says, hey, I want that, I just go right to that template and cut it out. And
Smart.
it's already all done.
You can
For me,
actually put
the
the magic
hardest part is
iris on.
always designing.
Remember the magic iris that you did? You can put one on the front of that too. And
Mm. Fancy. See, look at you. Fancy. I'm just adding to my pile of abandoned crafts over here in the corner now that I pulled all that stuff out. But yeah, fancy.
they look really cute. If you add a magic iris and so that they can swivel it down, can say happy birthday or whatever you want it to say in the middle.
So what about doing one of those and having a hole cut into the box? So when they do that, they can see the prize inside.
Yeah, but put acetate.
Yeah, yeah,
So like a peekaboo box.
right.
Hmm.
Look inside the box. That would be cute.
Yep.
So for next week, how do you feel about what I proposed
I'm fine
about
with that.
doing a side by side project? One that's just regular, no kind
Cut.
of adding anything, and
Yep.
then doing the same exact one, but with embossing and glue dots and all that good stuff.
I'm perfectly fine with that because it's going to show people who are somewhat intimidated about making cards or doing any paper crafting projects in general. It'll show them that you can take something super basic and just by adding a bit of ink here, embossing there, you know what I mean? Just or a couple of those what's those dimensional stuff in the bottle? It starts with an S. There's squiggles or something like that.
Um, I
But
know
you know
what
what
you're
it,
talking about.
yeah,
I
because
know what you're talking about.
so like anything like that, even that the dimensional stuff that makes things look like they're
The glossy accents.
that's it. Things like that. Like simple things like that, a little bit of bling
Mhm.
here and there. They're gonna see that it's not so scary to make a card.
Right.
You don't have to be a professional paper crafter to
No.
be able to make cards. So yeah,
No.
I'm loving that
And I
idea.
look at some of my older projects that I've done when I was first starting out, some of my first greeting cards, and people look at them and they're like, oh, they're amazing, they're wonderful. And I'm looking at them like, oh my God.
Yeah, you're like,
Ooh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that.
yeah.
I have all these
Like I
techniques
would,
now that I've gotten down. And I cringe when I look at it because I'm like, that so looks like construction paper project. We just
and
put
it's
something
true.
together.
Probably when we started out, because I know with me personally, I didn't know the difference between construction paper and cardstock.
Hmm.
So I was making
Hmm.
cards with construction paper. Now the cards look good, but you couldn't do mechanical cards or interactive cards with construction.
No, that
You
construction
press
paper
that
is
thing
not going
one
to hold
time and
up.
everything's crumbling
Right, it's not holding up. It's not going to
at
do
all.
anything that
That
it needs
and
to do.
photocopy paper. I was using photocopy paper also. Like the two thinnest papers you can possibly use is what I was using. Till I fell into the world of cardstock.
Right, right.
So
And even with cardstock, you know, um, knowing the differences in the cardstock,
The
when to
weight.
use what kind of cardstock, what the weight is, what the finish is,
Yep.
if it's solid core versus,
The colors just on the
a
top
white
layer.
core. There's so many different things. Some of them are textured, some of them have texture to them. You can see lines in it, others
Yeah.
are completely smooth. And not always, but sometimes cheap is cheap.
Yeah.
And you have to do a lot to it to be able to elevate it. So um I have all kinds of paper. I have all kinds of, from expensive paper to like dollar store paper. um I
I remember trying
found
to I remember trying to run construction paper through my Big Shot. Girl, that
tearing
stuff
it
was
up.
shredded.
Tearing it up. Edges looking
Shredded.
so bad.
Shredded it up. It disintegrated in that Big Shot. I'm like, rip that up. What?
Yeah, that was me with the Cricut, on a standard mat, trying to put copy paper and wondering why it was just ripping it to shreds. Like,
Copy paper on
it's
the I put copy paper on the purple mat.
you had copy paper on your purple mat forever, auntie.
I just bought another purple mat. That stuff wasn't coming off for nothing.
Exactly. So it's just like little things that you pick up here and there. Someone that I really, really like watching and that I learned a lot from in terms of using basic craft supplies, but like really elevating them, is Jennifer McGuire Inc. I really, really like her channel. She does a lot of cards.
She has ink. I have her channel. Like, I'm subscribed. I watch her, but I've never. Jennifer McGuire has ink.
I believe so.
I gotta
Yeah.
double check.
Yeah. So I really like watching her channel. And I like watching any kind of paper crafter, especially when they are back to basics. Like,
I love it.
I love my Cricut. I'm very glad that I have all of them. However,
I'm debating after what happened tonight. So,
however, reasons like tonight and earlier today for me are why I like going back to basics.
yeah.
And you don't have to have all this other stuff in order to make something really beautiful.
Because I'm thinking all that time I took there just to try to cut out the word spring, I could have just got my dies with the letters and cut out each letter individually and then stuck them on. For the amount of time and paper that I wasted trying to cut out 5 letters on the Cricut.
Right. And then that was me this morning trying to make this ornament.
Well, you were better off just making the circles in Photoshop and cutting them by hand.
Exactly. And I kept saying to myself, why do you keep trying to do this? Why don't you just take it into Photoshop? But I was like determined on getting my thing printed.
I'm sure you have a circle punch or a circle die that would have cut it out the size that you need.
Because the first one I did that. By the time I got the 5th page printed, I just stacked all the papers together and just cut the circle out by hand. I was so frustrated. So
you could have just gone to Photoshop, put 5 together, and then cut them. See?
I could have did that 50 times over in the amount of time that I fought. Because I was thinking, is it my printer? Is it my printer? So...
And I run the diagnosis and I did the nozzle check and everything was perfect.
Right. And I had printed something else and it came out fine. So I didn't think it was design space right away. I thought it had to be something with my printer because I had did a print and cut prior to that and it was fine. This was actually my second order that I was working on. So first order, no problem. It print, no issues. And then I go to work on this one and then it's giving me all the print cut issues. So it took me a minute to realize that it was not my printer and that it was design space that was acting up. by that point, like I said, I had already printed the fifth the fifth page with the one circle on it. So I just stacked them all together, cut it out by hand, and was just done with it. After that, I closed everything down and just left out and went and took my daughter to work because I was frustrated by that point. It had been a few hours. So
Yeah, because I was trying to be all prepared and everything, and I was like on Design Space, my little hummingbirds and my flowers look perfect. So for them not to print out properly, I'm like, I'm looking at this printer saying, I am not dealing with you tonight.
right.
But
Yeah, it was
I'm
frustrating.
not happy that it happened to you, but I'm kind of happy it did too, because that way I know it's not my machines.
Yeah, it is not your machine. It definitely was Design Space. And that's
Okay.
why for the box that I put together tonight on the live, I didn't do anything that had any kind of print and cut on it. I was like, I know that it'll cut out the
Yeah.
paper. So I'm just going to do the old school, cut out all the paper, and we'll just do it like that. So that was
But
with this one.
I'm down with that card
Actually,
idea. And she actually put that in the group too, not as a challenge thing, but we can start offering those kind of ideas in the group. Because I remember back in the day, with card groups, we would be given like a template. Like, say you have the base of the card, and they give you like 3 or 4 shapes, and they show you what the shapes look like on the card. But it's up to you to design what you want to put in those shapes. So everybody's
mhm,
card had the same. Like, say you had the rectangle for your card base, and then you had a triangle in one corner and a circle. And so with those 3 shapes, you build your card. So we
right.
can do different challenges like that within the group. So things like that would be a lot of fun, and it's very simple.
Yeah. And it is, it's like a visual, I don't know what the word is.
It gives you the idea of what,
Reinforcement. It like
yes,
reinforces those fundamentals and how you can build on that.
exactly.
So, the hardest part, and I hear this a lot in the group, not just in our group, but in majority of the groups that I'm in, is the hardest part is getting started. When you're
Yes.
intimidated and you don't know where to begin, it's the hardest part is just to get that push to just even start. Once you
Yeah.
start cutting stuff up and gluing stuff and putting stuff here and there or whatever, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Whatever you end up doing, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to work out. We're our hardest critics. I know that I'm my hardest critic. I'm hardest on myself. It's evident in just when I'm saying, when I look at past projects, I know that I have grown in terms of equipment. I've grown in terms of knowledge and know-how. I've grown in so many ways, and I can see that in my progression of my work from, when I first started to where I am now is leaps and bounds. But to the layman, when they're looking at it, they don't see that much of a difference.
No.
Like, it's all great, it's all great, but
They don't know the
I
blood,
can
sweat, and
see.
yeah, they don't know the blood, sweat, and tears and cuss words that
Right,
were put into everything.
right. So for an example, one of my friends that I grew up with, um when she started her business, I was so happy for her. I didn't have a business yet at that point. I just used to make cards just because I just like making cards. So I made her this card, and um, she got the card and she was so excited about it. She called me, "Oh, it's so cute," and "Oh, I can't believe you made this," and blah, blah, blah. So fast forward like 3, 4 years later, and it comes up on her Facebook memories, and she shares it, and I cringe. I mean, I seriously messaged her and said, "Please take that picture down. Please take it down." Like, I understand the sentiment and everything, but I'm looking at that card, and baby girl, let me tell you, I'm making another one as we speak because I cannot have that be your last. Like, she was excited, she loved it, but when I saw it show up on the memories, I was like, "Oh, please take that down."
Yeah, but no, you can't think that way because you have to remember where you came from. So now when you make her the new
I didn't
card,
even
have
have
her
any
post them side by
stamps.
side.
I didn't even have any stamps. So the sentiment I wrote by, oh, it was bad. It was bad. It
But
was
you have
bad.
to see where you came from. We all
Yeah, I
started
did.
somewhere.
Yeah. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, you know, like construction paper and copy paper with Sharpies or Crayola markers up to now where you can actually put the pen in the Cricut and have the thing write for you.
Right. And this really was probably like a Crayola marker type situation, like going on, like construction paper.
Mhm.
I could tell that the weight of the paper that I made the card out of was like horrible. It was flimsy. Oh, it was a lot. It was a lot.
But you at least you can say you didn't go backwards, you went forward. So having
Right.
her post that and you're going to make her another one, have her post them side by side, or you can even post them side by side and say, this is where I started, this is where I am. And it's only
Yeah.
going to get better from there because now you're making shaker cards, you're making interactive cards, cards that
Right.
spin, cards that turn, the ones that pop up, you know. So there's
Right.
just so many things that
Ones that explode when you open
you
them,
know what I
shit
mean?
flies at you. And
I want to do those. I've never made the one. I want to do the spinning butterfly. I
yeah,
want to
I
make one
want to
for my
do that
mom.
one too. Yeah, see,
Okay.
yeah, all kinds of stuff. So, I appreciate it because it does, and I still have tons and tons of cards from the beginning that I, just made just because that I can go back and look at and say, okay, I would do this different, I would do this
Yes.
different, what have you. So, uh, a lot of times when people will come and they get to see my craft room in person and they see just how much stuff I actually have, they always make the comment about the greeting cards because I have one of those tall spinning racks that has like all the slots. Kind of like when you would go into the store and they have the greeting card rack or whatever. And so it's full of cards, but I'd say maybe 20% of the cards that are on the rack, I would never sell them. Um,
They're
for
from the past.
various reasons. Various reasons. Some of them being that I'm afraid that they would fall apart as soon as they take them out of the packaging because what kind of glue was I even using at that time? Elmer's? Like what was I doing?
Yo, don't mock Elmer's because nowadays Elmer's is as equivalent to super glue.
I mean, it's just the point of one, like for
Yes,
example, one of
a
the
glue stick.
shaker cards,
Uh-huh.
the the person was like, "This is cute. You should." And they go to shake the shaker card, and all the stuff is like flying out the shaker card. I'm like, "See, I have no idea." It to me, it wasn't like, "Is it gonna work?" It was like, "How did it look?"
Yes.
Like, "Is it gonna make it through the mail?" There's no
Girl,
reinforcements on this card.
I wasn't even using Elmer's glue. I was using glue sticks.
That too. That too. I tell you, back in the day, what was this one? The Avery, that Avery glue stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was Avery glue stick.
And then the mat would start peeling off after a
Yeah, it's
while.
like healing and coming. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So they come in and they say, "Oh, they look great," and I'm like, "Yeah," until you take it out and open it, and then the thing falls off, or
Yeah.
And I don't know why I haven't gotten rid of them. I keep them as a reminder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your humility. That's your humbleness.
Right, exactly. I keep it as a reminder, but hey, I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna tell you straight up. If you want to purchase it, give me $1, 50 cents. I don't know what to tell you because I can't promise that it's gonna do what it's supposed to do anymore. Like,
I've taken old cars and just like taken off the front part, like cut off the back part of the car and just put it back on another base and then add more glue or whatever else. Just recycled them, repurposed them.
right, right. So I need to go through the ones that are like done deal, like the shaker cars that the bits are flying out. Yeah, they need to just go. Like at that time, I don't even think that I was using foam tape. I don't know how I was putting these things together, to be honest with you. I was just winging it. They looked great. They photoed great, but you couldn't handle them. You couldn't handle them.
At that point in time, they're no longer shaker cards; they're confetti cards.
Right. These are explosions.
There
These
you
are
go,
surprise
confetti.
cards. Surprise. Surprise. The whole front came off.
There you
Surprise.
go. It's a
But
confetti card.
I still have a lot of, same customers from the beginning. They've been ordering cards from me forever. So they've been, that I'm honest with people too. Because like now we're doing sublimation. Now we have, all these other techniques that weren't available back then. So yeah, you could put your cup through the dishwasher and then all your stuff come off, when you took it out of the dishwasher. Like, was that permanent vinyl that I was using? Who knows? Like, I was just winging it, So I'm proud of where I am. I know I have leaps and bounds to go, but I have definitely improved 1,000%. And so I'm excited about putting something together, and we can think of an easy design or something that we can do to just show, how you don't need anything fancy, and you can definitely step your skill up and your presentation up by doing just a tweak here, a tweak there,
That's
change
it.
this here, change this there.
Yeah,
And
we
it
used to
looks
do
like
challenges
something
also.
completely new.
In the groups that I was in, there would be challenges, especially for the stamping group. We would all just buy the same stamp set and then create with that one stamp set. And you'd have like 80 different cards with just one stamp set. But knowing that we had to use a stamp set is what helped us be motivated to start designing something.
Right.
The same way with you giving, like if we're going to do a base of a card and somebody doesn't know how to do cards, at least they have a starting point and they can just grow it from there.
Right.
I'm loving that idea. So yeah, we'll figure out something.
Yeah. I mean, in simple things. I
Yeah.
mean, using patterned paper, doing mats,
Yes.
on your card. That was something I wasn't doing before. I was just straight putting all my embellishments straight on the card. I didn't
Yep.
have a mat, so no wonder the card is flimsy. It doesn't have a mat on top. It doesn't have a mat inside.
I was about to say that too. Yeah, no mat
Yeah,
inside.
so when you do open it, it falls over because it's top heavy. I mean, there was just so many things, So yeah, I'm excited. I think that'll be cool. I think that it's gonna help push me too.
Your sister says something
Um,
about party poppers.
party poppers.
She says you always see your mistakes. Yes, and we are our own worst critics. And
Mhm.
then she put something about party poppers.
Party poopers, probably.
Could be too.
She says her spell check has been hasn't been too kind to her right now.
Because us party poppers are those things that you pull apart for New Year's and everything comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So Danae says she just ordered her Gable boxes and she's using your link.
Coolio. And Danae, we need to link up because you need to get your tumblers, baby, so you can get your money. Get your money. So Danae ordered tumblers from my vendor. And I don't think she was expecting for them to come as fast as they did. And she's like, it's like 4 days later. And I'm like, Danae, your tumblers are here. And she's like, what? Like, yeah, I told you, my guy, it's good. So if anybody needs tumblers, any kind of tumblers, he has all kind of tumblers, kids tumblers, 20 ounce, 30 ounce, glow in the dark. I've been using this guy for like 2 years. Hit me up, and yeah, I'll be more than happy to get you those wholesale prices with my link. So you're helping me out, and I'll help you out in the process as well. And he has other kind of sublimation blanks and stuff too. So yeah, let me know. You can email me. I'm trying to think of which email I would check. I'm horrible at that. Send me a Facebook message. That's what we'll do. hit me up in Messenger. You can hit me up in Messenger either using Genoa Achievers, which is my name, or you can hit me up using my business name, which is Brie K. Amore, and that's listed on the screen right now. So either way. All right. Any other points that we've missed? I think we've been pretty thorough on this one. I am excited about what we're going to do with this project. Now, is this something that we're going to do separate from Friday Night Craft Along, or you think we could do that at the same time?
Same
Like,
time.
are we doing it just for the group, or are we going to do that for next week's live?
We'll do it for next week's live. Announce it in the group, like we
Okay.
always do. And
Yeah.
then after the Friday, if we want, we can post, like I said, like just templates of what the card can look like with a card that we finished, and they can
Right.
build on it later on for those who didn't come into the live on the Friday. But we'll start it off next Friday here, and then migrate to the group after. But of course, as always, we always announce in the group either way.
Yeah. And I think that that is something that you don't have to be a paper crafter to benefit from the techniques and stuff, because you can use that in other crafts as well. Like things like understanding shadows and light, where light falls and all that kind of stuff, is something that we use in paper crafting, but that also is something you can use when you're designing your sublimation images, when you guys are in design space, Photoshop, whatever other, Canva, whatever other design programs you may use. So I'm excited.
Danae says she knows. Y'all know I don't do good in the rain and winter.
Well, I'm gonna bust your box open in a minute. I'm just playing. I'm gonna have tumblers coming out of my earlobe. So I need to figure out a way to get rid of the ones I have. But yeah, well, it's no problem. It's been sitting by my front door, so it's fine until my husband starts getting irritated by it. So we got about maybe another. He's like, "What is this box? And why has it been here? And why is it not moving? Because it's heavy. This is gonna stay right there by the front door where it's been, where it has been. It's this new home." All right. Well, I am excited. I look forward to next Friday. I think this will be a fun activity.
Yes.
And unless we hear different, guys, we're going to be meeting at the same time next Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I understand that we have people on the East Coast. We have people in other countries that are joining us different times of the world. So as a collective, if we decide that 7 p.m. is too late, then we can always make it earlier. If we decide we want to add on another day or 2 or 3 during the week to do it at different times, we're open and game to that as well.
Yep.
As always, the invitation still stands and is open to anyone who is either a crafter or wanting to get into crafting, or just wants to have some fellowship on a Friday night, to come and join us. So it doesn't have to be just Tara and I up here on the screen. You could be up here as well. Use it to your advantage. I'm opening up my platform. I don't have a huge YouTube channel, but I'm getting close to 11,000 subscribers, which is a huge deal for me. And I'm willing to share my platform with others. So that invitation is open and still stands. And again, you do not have to be a crafter, mixology, Gaia. You don't have to be crafters to come up on and shoot the with us. You know what I'm saying? So like tonight, we were talking about don't be a menace in South Central by drinking your juice and hood and jabos and mincemeat and all kind of stuff.
Corned
while
beef
we're having
and everything.
Yeah, corned beef and stuff, you know, ham, potato chip, tuna chip, potato chip casserole, all kind of, yeah. So, you know, it's just about having fun, networking, having some camaraderie. And we definitely appreciate having you guys here. And you could be up here with us as well. So
yes, please. Yeah, Mixology, I need a peas and rice recipe and cornbread recipe. Never made either one. So you can come on live and make some cornbread and some rice and peas.
Okay, but her cornbread ain't messing with mine though. So, you know, we could do a live on cornbread now, you know what I'm saying? If you tell you, well, my cornbread, she said my cornbread is delicious. Now she got you. We don't do peas and rice. I told you we do gandulis and rice.
I'm
Arroz
I'm
con
fine with gandulis and
ganduli.
rice. I'm
Yeah,
fine with that
pigeon
too.
peas. Pigeon
I got
peas.
back into cooking. I've been cooking all week. I need some new stuff.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And you're going to be helping us out next week because next Saturday is our catering event. So I will be reaching out to you
Cool.
on that.
Cool.
And I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. This is our second one that we've done together. So I'm excited. Yeah. So I think that's that. I don't have
Yep.
anything else to add. Follow us on all of our socials. Make
Yep.
sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notification bell on. We'll be back here next Friday, same time, same bat channel.
Yep.
And thank y'all. I have to log off from my other camera that's behind me. So I'm going to drop off the screen. See. Until next time, y'all.
Have a good one.
Bye.